What's up, witches? It's the Zen Witch here. You know, in recent years, there's been an absolute explosion in the interest in astrology. A lot of people are looking to predict their future, what's going to happen to me. A lot of people are just interested in knowing more about themselves and using natal astrology as a tool for self-study. But whatever your interest in it is, you don't get very far without getting smacked in the face by the massive amount of information that you need to have installed in your brain in order to be able to read a chart. So I'm going to give you a way today to organize that information for yourself, whether you're just interested in your own natal chart or in learning to be an astrologer for other people. Everything springs off of the natal chart. Whether, if you're looking at transits out there, nothing exists in a vacuum or exists by itself. In order for a transit to have an effect, there has to be someone or something for it to affect. And that thing is going to be your natal chart. If you're looking at weather reports of what's going on in your life, the natal chart itself is your owner's manual. It is your karmic contract. In it, you're going to find out what sort of things you're here to work out, what your path forward is in this life, what all your traits are, what natal chart is about. It's all about you. But again, so much information there, and it can be difficult to keep track of it and to see how things evolve over time. So here's a trick I'm going to give you. Here's how to start writing your own owner's manual for your chart. Regular old 3-ring binder. What you're going to need is tabbed dividers. So these things that you used to put in your 3-ring binders when you were in school, you're going to need at least 50 of them. I'd start with 50 because then you're going to have plenty to work with. What you're going to do here is build a book that's all about your natal chart. And if you're interested in going beyond your own natal chart, you're just building up a compendium of information and keywords here that you really relate to. And by collecting the keywords and terms that really ring your bell and that you relate to, you're going to start developing a relationship with that information and gaining a really deep understanding of all the energies that are at work in an astrological chart. So the first thing I recommend that you do is learn all the glyphs. And I'm going to do a video after this about the flat wheel, and I'll talk more about that there. But you're going to need 12 dividers to deal with the planets. You're going to need one for each of the bodies, so your lights, the sun and the moon, and then the other 10 planets. Or the other 8 planets, sorry. So you've got 10 planets, but then you're going to need one for the north node and the south node. And I didn't actually put the south node there. I have only one for the north and south node. So you're going to need at least 11 for the bodies in the chart. And then you could always add, if you get into asteroids and things like that, you can add to it. Then you're going to need 12, one for each of the signs. Then you're going to need 12 for one for each of the houses, 3 separate sections. Then you can also have ones for the modes, the elements, the planetary powers, the aspects, other things that you're diving into there. There's the elements. Okay, so you're just going to start with a binder full of page dividers. Tab dividers. Knowing the glyphs, you're going to put them down the sides for the planets, the signs, and the numbers for the houses. Then what you're going to do is just start collecting information. This is a place that already has divisions organized, so you can start pulling in information that means something to you. If you have an astrology book or you've seen a basic astrology book, most people go to that because they're looking up stuff about their own chart. And you can read something like Mars in Taurus, and it's going to give you a huge range of possibilities. And some of those you're going to go, oh, that's absolutely me. Some of those you're going to say, that doesn't really apply to me. The difference is in your chart, what house that falls in. You can only look at one thing at a time. You can look at a planet in a sign, then you can look at a planet in a house, but those two things are going to be listed separately in a book. So when you're reading about the planet in the sign, the house influence is going to add another layer there that may take away some meanings from the book that, those meanings won't make sense to you. So what you're going to do is start pulling out the ones that do make sense to you, the ones that apply to you, and weeding out all the rest. Then you're going to go to your tabs, like if you're looking at your sun sign, or not that, but just the sun in general, when you're looking at the book and saying, what does the sun signify? And then you're going to start breeding, Mercury's retro, y'all. You're going to start bringing in all these keywords that really give you an idea of what the sun is about. So let's look at some of the things that I have put in here. Knowing that the planets are verbs. The planets are active energy, okay? They are the active forces at work, all these active words. All right. So for the sun, it's the urge to. Planets can be the urge to. So it's the urge to be and be known, be seen, the urge to create, the urge to lead, the order to be seen, to be recognized, the order to be validated. I'm going to put that in there too. Okay, now, other words down this side, it's your drive for significance. I'm here to do something. I count, and here's how, is the sun. It is your vitality, it's pride, it's authority, it's your life force, your vital energy, your inner self. It's your creative expression. It's your ultimate fulfillment, where that's going to be found and derived from. But these are the keywords for just the sun itself, not my sun in Leo. Okay, and I also have on here the planetary powers. So it's in dignity in Leo, it's exalted in Aries, detriment in Aquarius, and fall in Libra. So you can start gathering all the information about the sun here. You could also do things like on the back, or you could section it off. I mean, this is free form. You can do whatever you want, however you can best organize the information for your mindset. So you could put something on here like the sun's cycle is 365 days, or 364 days and something, and a quarter. Something like that. We catch it up every four years with a leap day. So you could put the moon cycle every 28 days. And here I've got keywords for the moon. And I've got the planetary powers again, the urge to react and feel safe, the capacity to feel, the drive for security. And on the back here, I have the moon sign shows how you assess a situation from the gut level, instinctively. So these phrases and things that have come up in my head where it's like, now I've really got a grip on it, get in here and write it down. What's cool is you've got, so much room on this tab divider, but then you can add pages behind it. You can add more dividers, cut the tabs off. You can just add regular paper. So you can constantly be building on this. You could even find pictures in magazines and things and do a collage that describes the sun's energy to you, that describes the moon's energy. So you can really start to get a grasp of these energies. And, whether it's just your natal chart or more in general. But you do want to have a basic understanding of the planets. And then you want to do the same thing with the signs. And I have things written here in adverb and adjective style, because that's what the signs do. So let's look at Aries. Impulsively, enthusiastically, vigorously, aggressively, courageously. That is the color that Aries adds to any planet that goes through it. So if we looked at the sun here, and we had your drive for significance, your leadership, your creativity, I create, that's the sun. Sun in Aries would be, I create impulsively. I create enthusiastically. I lead aggressively. Right? So you can see how you can start putting things together here. But again, the key, the foundation here is that you're going to be adding to this book things that really make sense to you. And again, it's kind of like with tarot. I always talk about establishing your personal relationship with those cards. In astrology, things aren't open to your own interpretation as much as in tarot. It's like, one card in a tarot deck can remind someone of something that happened in their life, so it means this specific thing, and it can mean something entirely different to someone else. In astrology, the sun is the sun is the sun. It means the same thing for everybody. So, one person can't say, well, to me, the sun is more about, my inner feelings. No, the sun is more about your outer expression. Okay. So, and yes, your inner being, but not your feelings. That's the moon. So you really do need to start collecting the keywords and building your astrological knowledge. You do the same things for the houses. I have a lot less written for the houses because I, front-loaded everything, so I have a lot to build out with this. But this is a great way to just start building your owner's manual. And of course, in the front, what you're going to have is your chart. You're going to have a copy of your natal chart, and you're going to have a report about that natal chart. And so here's something: if you get a text report from someone, I'm someone you can get a text report from, you're going to start reading these things again. You're going to see things that go, okay, maybe not so much. That doesn't really make that much sense to me. But you weed out and you pull out the ones that do make sense to you. And another thing, over time, this can get very interesting because my understanding of my chart as a young astrologer at 24 years old, was a very different thing than my understanding of it now, because I had a stronger idea in my head of what other people had told me about who I am than my own understanding of who I am. And when I first had my chart delineated for me, there were some things that didn't quite make sense. And it was because it was bumping up against what other people had told me about me. It was, particularly my mother. So, and, when you're in your early 20s, how well do you know yourself, really? You haven't gone the first go round with Saturn. You haven't had all of your karmic patterns present themselves. So you come to an understanding of yourself over the years, and your 20s is a key time for you to weed out all that stuff that, no, that's not me, that doesn't apply to me. So this is a great tool when you understand yourself at a new level. When you have, when you've gained a deeper grasp of my inner workings, who I am as a person, what my drive for significance is, what I'm here to manifest, you can add to this and you can actually see how you evolve. So you can do some journaling here. I have a realization about my son. I'm going to put a page in here and journal about it, and then you can add to that later. This can be a really dynamic tool for you. So I'm offering this to you, and I'm going to tell you that this kicks off my Be Your Own Astrologer series, which is patrons only from this point forward. If you go to my Patreon and you join up at the priestess level, which is $9 a month, you will receive at least one video per month in this series, talking about how to work with your natal chart, getting the basics of astrology under your belt. This information is going to be good whether you just want to read your own chart or whether you actually want to become an astrologer someday. All right. So I hope you found this useful. I hope that you will subscribe to my Patreon. The initiate level is $3 a month, and my Discord is open to everybody, but there will be patron-only channels on that Discord that you might want to get in on. So please sign up. Show your support for my channel. I really appreciate all the support that you give me. There's also a link down if you want to send me a gift deck. As ever, I will read for you on my unboxing from that gift deck. The next video in this series is going to be on the flat wheel. This is a schematic of all the astrological knowledge, all of that basic knowledge that you need to have. Something worth having for sure, but you're only going to get that video if you are a patron at the priestess level. I really look forward to seeing you over on my Discord, like I look forward to seeing you on my channel. Click like if you like this video, subscribe to my channel as well as my Patreon. And I will be back here for another unboxing tomorrow. I will be here on Wednesday for a live stream. There will be live streams through Patreon coming as well, or through Discord, I'm sorry, coming as well. Live streams through Patreon. There's all kinds of stuff coming, including a big-ass announcement next week. I'm so excited. All right, you guys, take care. Stay safe. Until I see you the next time, this is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.